Hello everyone, it's Gray, and today I'm playing this game called Spiral Knights. You may or may not have heard of it. It's free to play on Steam, so I decided I'd pick it up, if only for the Team Fortress 2 hat. I ended up really liking it, so I decided to do a commentary. It is about the Grindwall that you encounter suddenly when you want to level up to becoming a Knight Elite. I very recently just passed that. So I have decided to comment on that, and the one that I'm going to have to face in a few levels for me to become a defender. I will be playing some over it. Thankfully this plays well with my recorder, so let's jump into the clockworks. The question I really want answered here is whether the Grindwall is too severe. I will give you guys a little bit of background information first. You see, a Grindwall, by my definition, is a place where you really have to do a lot of level grinding, money grinding, whatever kind of grinding, before you can actually advance. So, as these Devilites try to dodge my projectiles... Stop it! Stop it! Stop dodging. You're really annoying, you know that, Devilite? As these Devilites tried to dodge my projectiles and probably kill me with a computer, I will be commenting and kind of explaining. So this Grindwall, basically what happens is, for certain missions you have to level up your star count. Weapons have a certain star. For example, I'm using a 3-star Super Blaster. There are 5 stars. So you go to this place called the Hall of Heroes on those, and the guy inside makes sure that you have an X-star blaster or 1 X-star weapon, 1 X-star armor piece, like a breastplate, and 1 X-star helm, and also a shield. So that wouldn't be so much of a problem if you were just like given these when you first started, but as it turns out you are not. So the deal is, I believe when you're doing your upgrade to 2 stars, you are actually given this gear, so you're good. And then once you get up to 3 stars, you have to craft it. And this wouldn't be so bad. The game does a lot of alchemy. If you didn't have to use these highly expensive orbs of alchemy. You get those by playing through missions, and in the case of the 3-star level up, you only get 6 of them when you need 12. So that's unpleasant. 1 orb of alchemy one advanced orb of alchemy is just over 6,500 crowns from the auction house, and 3 of them is worth almost 18,000. So it's cheaper to get them that way from the supply depot, which is the in-game store. So I was forced to grind for almost 48,000 crowns because I made a bit of a mistake and decided to craft 2 3-star weapons instead of just 1. And I normally wouldn't have that much problem with it because it gives the game a little bit of longevity, but it was really the first time I'd had anything like this at Spiral Knights. I just advanced from level to level. I just advanced so much and so quickly. I had just gone through all the levels and I didn't really need to do anything, and then suddenly I hit this Grindwall, and the easy way out would have been to pay, like, real money in the in-game store to get this energy to buy the crowns for the alchemy orbs. But I didn't do that, because cheap. And then I feel like this game would be a 20-hour affair, a couple days maybe, of gameplay, if you didn't have these Grindwalls. And the only purpose of these Grindwalls, as I see it, is to encourage paying. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, considering it is a free-to-play game, but I'm really opposed to the fact that they didn't give you any acclimatization. I just walk in one day and I'm like, what? I have to grind this long? And it was really unpleasant grinding that long and hard for certification to get to 3 stars. So that's something. It really feels like they didn't give this much thought. Like in a game normally, if there's grinding, you will be expected to grind at varying levels throughout the entire game, and the grinds might get harsher as you progress, but not necessarily. So I think that grinding is not a bad thing in this game, because it gives you a little more gameplay, and also makes a free-to-play game free-to-play so that more people can play it. But they incorporated it in such a way that really had very little thought, i.e. that you only had to do it when it gave them money, and you didn't have to do it just in a normal session of gameplay. I mean, you wouldn't need to do this if it weren't free-to-play, I'm pretty certain. So I think that's a really bad incorporation of grinding. I'm all for grind if it's fair, but in this case, it's not really that fair, to be honest. So I'm relatively opposed to this way of grinding for the developers' money. I'm not calling them like money bags or anything. I just think that they should have really given me some acclimatization period, because I was just patrolling through the game, doing great, no problems here, no grinding, just straight levels, intense, it was fun, and then suddenly I hit this area where I have to grind for something that nearly doubled my in-game hours, and I had to rely upon my nice friends for some of that. I was that desperate. So I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that incorporation of grinding now. Grinding should be something that furthers the game experience and maybe increases playtime for people. It should not be something that basically just gives the developers some extra cash. So, I'm hoping you're liking this gameplay, but this appears to be it for this episode, so thank you for watching, and goodbye.